We are staying here at the beautiful Best Western right on South Indian in Palm Springs. The rate got me to book because it includes a free breakfast, full breakfast, which I'll show you in a minute. But look at these views. Gorgeous. This hotel is so well situated in Palm Springs, just a block off of Palm Canyon Drive, which is the main drag in Palm Springs. With plenty of shops and restaurants to explore, you don't have to walk far to enjoy them. Free breakfast is nice. With so many amenities, including that free breakfast, this was just a nice place to stay, and so very beautiful with its Spanish colonial architecture and the landscaping. One of the reasons I wanted to stay in Palm Springs is to explore the architectural styles. From Spanish colonial to Mediterranean to mid-century mod, there are just so many different looks in this city, inspired from the 19th and 20th centuries to enjoy. Even the landscaping reflects the style of homes, with plenty of bougainvillea and palm trees in every block. And that mid-century mod style has been embraced by the businesses. Even the hotels, like this one, have gone all in. Check this one out online to get a look at why you'd want to stay there too. Super mod home designs dot the San Jacinto Mountains, and we even saw a roadrunner. Check that out.
That is pretty cool.
Holy moly. That's amazing. Oh. The Deep Well Estates are some of the best examples of mid-century mod in the U.S. Largely created and still used as a second home community, Palm Springs has embraced this style, and this neighborhood is a great place to enjoy it. That's not to say the Spanish colonial style isn't present, but it's mainly the 1960s that pop out at you. Even the landscaping here is mod, with hedge tunnels, arches, fences to go along with the wrought iron, palm trees, and bougainvillea. This was my favorite house, the polka dot house. Just blue and white, it's the perfect example of the Deep Well style. And even the homes you can't see inside are intriguing. And you can find photos of those insides online, where you can book walking tours to see these homes inside and out. And even the parkways are fully landscaped in this town. So beautiful. So that was two very different looks of architecture in neighborhoods that were just, I don't know, maybe a mile apart from each other. So very Palm Springs, but very different. I'm going to show you an RV resort. Talk about very Palm Springs. We're on our way to Anza Borrego. We'll see you there.
What a beautiful place.
For my RV friends. From Palm Springs, we made our way through palm tree groves. So weird seeing them being grown like this. lots of orange groves, and more palm trees. And unfortunately, something we've become used to seeing, a wild space has been converted into a graffiti canvas. Fortunately, we're headed back into the desert to make new discoveries in Ocotillo Wells, but on the way we discovered the quiet of the Salton Sea. All of the tourist spots are on the eastern shore, but the western shore was stunning. We found something truly extraordinary. Check out this canyon. I had no clue that there were other Badlands other than the ones in South Dakota, but now I know there are several. The rock formations here were like a moving, choppy ocean, undulating and beautiful. I'd never seen anything like it. The view and the stillness were so peaceful it was energizing. And of course there were ocotillos, and I couldn't resist this little artsy moment with them. The view from each side of the road is very different, but if you love off-roading, then this is heaven. There are so many roads to explore here, and even camping if you can go off-grid. With the ocotillos in full bloom, we headed to Anza Borrego. So we're in Anza Borrego for one reason, and one reason only, and that's the iron sculptures. Let me show you some of them. Dennis Avery, landowner of Galeto Meadows Estates in Borrego Springs, wanted to add public art to his property, and with owner-artist-welder Ricardo Brasida, they added steel welded sculptures and created Jurassic Park in Southern California. There are over 130 metal sculptures, and the artworks range from prehistoric mammals to historic characters, fantasy dinosaurs, and the main reason I wanted to go, which I'll share in a moment. This park is so accessible. The road is hard packed with just a bit of loose sand, nothing our sedan couldn't handle with ease. And you can drive around the sculptures or park and get out and walk. Spread out over many areas and acres, it would be a big challenge to see even part of them on foot alone. And in the triple-digit heat, it would have been a big challenge to be out in the weather for too long. That's another one of those sloth-looking things. Like the two we saw fighting.
The curled up nail.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So this piece that I'm talking about is the reason why we came. The 350-foot sea serpent was indeed my draw to this area, and I was not disappointed. You can see by the size of the cars that this is a huge sculpture. It's big enough that you can easily walk beneath each of those arches. Just too cool. We headed to a wonderful lunch at Kindle's in the center of town and topped it off with some Boston cream pie in honor of my dad, before making our way to Julian. And we found more sculptures on the way out of town. And we found beautiful wildflowers on the hills into the mountain town of Julian. Julian is a wonderful little town and fun to visit. When I was a kid, it was all about the ice cream, but the grown-ups knew it was all about the pie. So while there's a lot to explore there, we were there for pie. And there's no better place than Mom's. Pie for breakfast is a tradition at my cousin's house, so we had to pick one up in Julian. The selections were many, and it was hard to choose just one. Definitely worth the detour to Julian to get one. So remember to stop at Mom's before you leave. We headed to my cousin's house near the border to watch the animals play. We thought this was a chipmunk. It's a white-tailed antelope squirrel. Who knew? And yes, the next morning it was pie for breakfast before we toured the area, where we found more metal structures like this snake, more animal signs, before arriving at the Desert Tower. Bert Vaughn, who owned the town of Hukumba, built the stone lookout between 1922 and 1928. Its 70-foot-high tower was created in memory of the area's rough pre-highway days and overlooks the El Centro Valley. The gift shop was added around the base in 1950, and you can purchase a combo ticket where you can climb the tower for the view, enjoy the quirky museum and gift shop, or tour the Boulder Park. Honestly, the view from the bottom is just outstanding, so if you, like me, are not comfortable with tight spaces or can't climb the stairs, you will still get a great view. Engineer W.T. Ratcliffe sculpted the quartz granite boulders without any particular theme in mind, supposedly for $1 a day and a jug of wine. But we hope he knew how much we would all love them. The carved and painted animals were at every turn, and you really want to look at them from different angles, since each side presents a different look. I braved the talus caves to climb up to the top and enjoyed the lookout. Lots more carvings, and my favorite sculptures of the mama and baby alligator. The carvings in the tower are registered as an official California historical landmark. With one last look at yet another carved boulder creature, we headed to El Centro, the military-based town my mom grew up in, to tour around and have lunch at Celia's. It was amazing food, and we highly recommend the stop. It's close to the 8, so if you're traveling through, you will want to stop. Then it was back past the windmills to my cousin's. We didn't see any bighorn sheep, but we did see wildflowers, fields of wildflowers among the cactus, as well as some, weird sculptures, and some beautiful sculptures, and some wonderfully painted buildings, before landing in the shaded backyard and enjoying the wildlife there as the day ended. We hope you've enjoyed the views that Southern California near the border has given us. The iron sculptures in Anza Borrego, the wildflower fields here by the border, the desert tower. As you can see, it's a little windy. That's why we didn't try to do anything with us in it, because it was just way too windy to even try to hear us. But that Boulder Walk was super fun and super quirky. We're on our way to San Diego next, but before we go, I'm going to leave you some pictures and video of these super cute critters that live near my cousin's house. So make sure to subscribe and give us a like. YouTube loves it when they hear that you're having a good time. Take care, stay safe, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us today for our journey, and we do hope you will subscribe and join us next time for our visit to San Diego.